Okay, working on the center console that I've been wanting to make for this thing. I wanted to make a custom one to be able to mount a stereo, which this is kind of what it'll look like right here. It was just going to look funny if it was up here and angled down, so I wanted it down here and kind of angled up to where you could use it a little better and it's more user friendly, so that kind of required building a custom center console. So I'm using some cardboard to kind of get my template here, and you know, I've got it low here for the shifter boot, which there'll be two sides of this. This is just one side that I just kind of mocking everything up with. I have two cup holders here. I would like to get two right there in the center, and then in the back I'll have an armrest. Well, there'll be an armrest and a lid up top here that will flip open, but there'll be kind of like a cavern in here for some storage, and hopefully that will work out well. I'm trying to get my height right for an armrest. I don't want the armrest to be in the way of like shifting and whatnot, but high enough to where it's still comfortable. So I think I have it where I want it. I may bring this up here a little bit more to make some more room for the cup holders, but other than that, I think that'll be kind of the shape of it generally. And then coming back here, but I'm kind of liking how that's coming out. But I've got some high density polyethylene that I will be using to make it. Just this chunk of plastic basically. It's strong, it's workable, it's really easy to cut, really easy to tap, to bolt it all together, and it's like marine board. It's what they use in boats and stuff, but good stuff to work with. So that's what I'll be making the center console out of, and I'm probably going to be getting to cutting that right now. Well, as you can see, my cardboard aided design is working out pretty well. It's kind of dark because it's already dark in here, and then the plastic is black, but I got both sides cut, got a couple of center pieces cut. Looking good. There's a lot of work to do, a lot more pieces to cut and fill this in. Holes to cut for the cup holders, holes to cut for the stereo. I also got to mount some switches. So coming along, looking really good. I'll keep chugging along. Okay, well, we got pretty far tonight. Pretty happy with how it's coming along. I got this all boxed in for kind of the center storage. Try to get the light in here for you. But so nice little storage area. Obviously I have a lid with a cushion on top of that for an armrest as well. Right here where it says top right there, there'll be two big holes cut in for the two cup holders, which should be perfect. So they'll recess all the way down in and sit flush, so you'll have two drink holders. And then I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do from here on, which I'll have the stereo mounted there, and obviously a shift boot there. I also need to find room for the convertible top switch, which I should be able to find somewhere in all of this area and all this room. But got little brackets to mount it down to the floor. And I think the rest of this, because all of this I'll have it all upholstered. I'll have a nice upholstery around all this stuff. It should look really, really nice. But I think down here I might do some stainless or maybe aluminum. I don't really know yet. Maybe carbon fiber. I'm not sure yet. I got to figure that out, but made a lot of progress today on this center console. Very happy with it. But obviously still lots of work to do. And then you got to do upholstery on it, so that'll take some time as well. Get some padding on it and get some nice upholstery and make it match the rest of the car. So anyway, looking good. Keep you updated. Alright, well, the center console is getting pretty close to being complete as far as the foundation and the frame of it. As you can see, I cut some metal brackets. I decided to go with metal instead of doing more plastic there, just to make it more workable in case I need to modify it in the future. It's not necessarily easier to modify, but it was just thinner in here and just gave me more room. And then making the bracket for the stereo, obviously the stereo will be right here. I just wanted to do it out of metal just because it was a little easier for me anyway, just to get those cuts. This plastic is really nice to work with. It is super easy to work with. Don't mind these gaps. These will all be covered up by foam and upholstery, so that's not a big deal. The upholstery will go down and around underneath here, and then the metal, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to paint it or powder coat it, or I have some of this carbon fiber wrap material that I could just stick on it, which might look nice too. But this is kind of the raw form of it. This is almost ready for getting upholstery wrapped on it. Actually, it basically is. There's not much else I have to do other than build the lid for the armrest up here to pivot up, and you know, to where you can get in here and put stuff, or nice little cavernous area for a Camaro anyway. There's not a lot of room in a Camaro. The other thing I'm thinking is I'm really struggling with trying to figure out where I'm going to put speakers in the car. But I got to looking and got this little speaker. I might be able to get it one on each side. I'll have to get the stereo in and kind of see if that's going to be enough clearance for me in order to do that. But it might provide me a place to put my stereo speakers. At least that would be really handy if I could, because there's really not much other places for the speakers to go in this car. It's just so tight in this car, and this would make it the wiring super easy, because I mean, I would just jump wiring right over to the stereo, be super easy, and then I would have to figure out, you know, speakers in the back of the car. So that might be a good option, but it's coming along. I'm probably gonna say I just got to build that lid, and then the next step is figuring out upholstery. I just got to sew it up and wrap it, staple it on, and then, like I say, figure out paint on this, or you know, wrapping it or something. Got to figure that out. Should be really nice. Really happy with it. I just got done sewing the cover for this center console, and it looks a little ugly right now just because I got to pull it around and stretch it and staple it down. But here's kind of the product before it gets all stretched and stapled down. But that was one of the hardest things I've ever sewn, because there's multiple turns and ups and downs, and then I also put scrim padding underneath, which is also sewn in to keep it in place, but just to keep some padding on the armrest, obviously, just so it's not like so hard when you bump your elbow or something on it. But got a lot of stretching to do, a lot of stapling to do, so it's gonna take a little time. Well, here it is, all wrapped up, most everything put in it. Still some little wrinkles I gotta get out. Those may just work out. Got to figure out how to cover up all this where the staples are. Probably put like some metal trim or something right there. Get the cup holders in. They look really good where they're at. I ended up going with like a carbon fiber wrap over the steel, which it's not the nicest, but it works. I like it. And then got the stereo mounted. Switch for the convertible top for up and down. Little power point for USB to charge phones and whatnot. And then this is to plug into this head unit. It has Apple CarPlay and I think Android Auto, so basically anything you can on your phone can go on that head unit. Was able to cram some speakers in the side of this thing. It's a little tight over there, it's almost touching, but it works. Almost done. I still gotta, like I say, figure out this trim piece in here, and then get the armrest on, and I can bolt this thing in the car. And then I will have to make a little shifter boot for the shifter right here. But really happy. It looks so nice. I mean, shoot, for something I made, I'm pretty happy with it. Here it is, the final product in the car. Looks really nice. Really happy with it. Speakers in, shift boot in. Even got the lid done with the trim around the upholstery ends with this canvas fabric and some aluminum pieces. Even got a light in the center console here. Got junk in it right now. but very happy with it, how it turned out. Just kind of the finishing piece of the interior.